An early work by one of the most famous anthropologists of all time, Coming of Age in Samoa addressed adolescent girlhood on the island of Ta'u. Mead was investigating emotional turbulence in the teenage years. Was this a fundamental aspect of human experience, part and parcel of the biological shifts into adulthood, or was it created by culture? To answer this question, she undertook immersive fieldwork, a groundbreaking method at that time. By observing Samoan family and communal life and interviewing over 60 Samoan girls, she concluded that their experience was very different from what was typical in the United States. Rather than the American anxiety and distress arising from mixed messages about everything from education to religious values to sex, Samoan girls enjoyed a relatively peaceful and pleasant adolescence in a monocultural society where expectations were clear and role models were abundant, sex was not stigmatized, and bodily functions were not a mystery. This book was required reading in anthropology throughout the first half of the 20th century and helped establish the field of cultural anthropology, but Mead found an audience well beyond the classroom. Coming of Age became a bestseller by pointing to the societal expectations making adolescence so fraught for American women of the time and suggesting there might be an alternative. Decades later, the book also became the target of heated debate. Anthropologist Derek Freeman had lived and worked in Samoa and had long been critical of Mead's interpretations of Samoan culture and of cultural anthropology in general. He revisited Mead's field sites and interviewed 2 of the women from her study. The teenagers were now elders, and based on what they told him, Freeman asserted that Mead's findings had been nothing but a hoax, based on responses that had been fabricated as a mischievous joke. Anthropologists took sides. Some found Freeman's arguments convincing, while others who supported Mead pointed out that the women may have been more comfortable talking to another woman about these matters than a man, and that the widespread conversion of Samoans to Christianity during the ensuing years may have altered the way women were looking back on their lives. While many in the field found Freeman's assertions of a purposeful hoax unconvincing, it would not be the first time Mead's analyses would be critiqued as fundamentally misunderstanding the culture she was studying. And ultimately, no one anthropologist can present a definitive account of a culture, something anthropologists grew much more cognizant of as the field matured. The impressions and answers each anthropologist gets will depend on their positionality. And the reality is that societies are always in flux, and individual experiences within these societies will differ. Still, for Mead's fieldwork and approach, Coming of Age in Samoa remains one of the most influential texts in cultural anthropology. If you'd like to learn more about Mead's ideas about the cultural shaping of adolescence and contemporary research on the teenage years, check out part 1 of our Anthrodorphins video on child development, Situating Childhood.